What up, movie lovers? Welcome back to the Apocaflix Awards season 2015, and we're jumping into a pretty huge category, one of the best categories in my opinion, and the most fun ones to talk about. I'm talking about best performances of the year. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to list 3 or 4 performances that we think are the best that we've seen all year, because there's different performances. There's leads, there's co-leads, there's supporting, so it's really hard to compare one to the other. And then after we mention our top 3 or 4, we're gonna say who we think was the absolute best in our opinion as far as performances go in 2015. And I'm your host, Jacob Bartley. I'm here again with Gio Ramos and Jake Berlin. So let's jump right into it. Gio, I want to ask you, what were your best performances of the year and who was the best?
All right. Well, this is such a tough list, so I'm just going to name a couple and then name the one person who I think stands above all. Mark Ruffalo in Spotlight. I thought this guy was amazing. Along with the other cast members in Spotlight, he's not really given much to do, but there's just one moment in the movie where he just totally lets it all out. Like, he loses himself. He just, completely takes over. I'm not going to spoil it because some people haven't seen it, and maybe after the Oscars you might want to watch it. So, another one was Benicio del Toro in Sicario. I mean, just so much mystery behind his character, and he just plays his character so cool. When he needs to be a badass, he's an absolute badass. And just the way the character carries himself throughout the movie, he knows he can do whatever. He can practically do whatever he wants. And so I give it to Benicio del Toro. Brie Larson in Room, her role was very demanding, and she delivered. The movie is very enclosed, I would say. Yeah. And so a lot of what she does is between her and her daughter, and just playing off
her son.
I'm sorry, I get them confused. Okay, you'll see what I mean when you watch the movie. All right, but Brie Larson, she's incredible. Idris Elba in Beast of No Nation. This guy just, every time he's on screen in that movie, he just takes complete control. He carries a lot of the movie. He's a ruthless military commander. It's his best performance probably of his career, and Idris Elba is a really underrated, talented guy. So him for Beast of No Nation. And my top performer goes to Michael Fassbender as Steve Jobs. I've seen a lot of Steve Jobs interviews, before he passed, and Michael Fassbender, you couldn't tell. This guy really played the character really well. People who know Steve Jobs in person know that he's. They don't see Michael Fassbender. They see Steve Jobs. His character was very aggressive, very mean, had a lot of smart remarks to say, and Michael Fassbender played it perfect. So Michael Fassbender, best performance.
All right, those are some great choices, man, and Fassbender is definitely up there. A lot of people would say he's the favorite to win the Best Actor at the Oscars this year, so we'll see. So let's go to you, Jake Berlin. I want to hear your top 3, 4, 5 performances, and then who did you decide is the absolute best of 2015?
Okay, so a couple nominations for honorable. Mark Ruffalo for Spotlight. The dude was great. Like Gio had mentioned, that one scene where he kind of just broke out. Really, really solid, especially in the lineup that was around him. To stand out like that, it's a great feat. Another one who isn't really getting any kind of praise is Samuel L. Jackson from The Hateful Eight. Mm-hmm. I thought he killed it, especially towards the latter half of the movie. He was so good, especially with Quentin Tarantino's dialogue. It's the best I've seen him in a very, very long time, maybe ever. Something definitely worth mentioning. Another one would be Benicio del Toro from Sicario. Gio had mentioned it. He was great, dark, intense. The one scene with him and Emily Blunt in her apartment is crazy. He was just phenomenal. It would be a shame if he didn't get nominated for a Best Supporting in some award in any kind of shape or form. Another one would be, I can't go without mentioning her in two different movies, Alicia Vikander, in both Ex Machina and The Danish Girl. The girl just has it all, man. I mean, there's no other really way to say it. In a supporting role in Ex Machina where she plays a robot, the sexiest robot you'll ever see in your life. And then The Danish Girl where she's a lead actress, possibly stealing the movie away from the reigning Oscar winner in Eddie Redmayne. And she was phenomenal in both of them. The Danish Girl, she has so much heart and emotion. In the Ex Machina, she has so much intensity and love until a certain point. So that's one. I can't go without mentioning Eddie Redmayne just because The Danish Girl, what he was able to do with that kind of role. Very hard role to do. Something, it's a movie that kind of came at the perfect time. And what he was able to do with that kind of role is pretty remarkable. And he deserves any kind of praise that he gets. And I also like to slightly mention Matt Damon with The Martian.
Yes.
Great job, especially acting on his own the entire time. It's pretty good. But for me, I got to go the same as Gio. Michael Fassbender, Steve Jobs, man.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to echo everything Gio said, but the guy he took the role and ran with it. A very, hard man that he kind of played, and someone who didn't care about a lot of things and went on his own for a lot of things. And he brought this certain intensity and individualism towards him. And it's definitely the standout in the movie. It makes the movie that much better because it focused solely on him the entire time.
And also his personal life too.
Yeah, and not just because of the Apple stuff, but with his daughter and his ex-wife and everything. And that's a lot of the credit is due to Aaron Sorkin because of the writing. But Michael Fassbender, what he was able to do with the character is pretty remarkable. And he probably is going to win the Oscar this year. Hands-on favorite right now. But there's so many performances. We didn't even mention Leo from The Revenant. What that dude did. We didn't mention Tom Hardy from The Revenant. There's so many things.
Well, we're not done yet. But
yeah, and I still haven't been able to see Carol, and I've heard both Rooney Mara and Kate Blanchett are killer in that movie. Yeah. But my ultimate choice is Michael Fassbender from Steve Jobs.
Man, that's crazy. Yeah, all great choices, man, and an amazing top choice. It's really hard. So for me, some honorable mentions. Daisy Ridley from The Force Awakens. I don't care if it's a huge blockbuster film.
I'll echo that.
She did an amazing job.
Yes.
She deserves to be the winner, but it's so hard to choose. Tom Hardy in The Revenant is incredible, but who didn't expect that? He's freaking amazing. DiCaprio is incredible. He deserves the nomination if he's going to get it. He's going to have a hard time beating Fassbender. It's going to be tough. They might just give it to him just because he's worked so hard in Hollywood throughout his career. But and Ruffalo, we have a lot of the same. Ruffalo was incredible in Spotlight, absolutely incredible. Probably the best supporting role by a male all year. Brie Larson, I was this darn close from choosing Brie Larson as my best performance of the year. She had to carry that film, even though the young boy, did a great job. It's relying on her. She carried that film, and she did an amazing job. Now, this came to the bottom two for me to decide who was the best. But so I got to mention Michael Fassbender is absolutely incredible. He's as far as male lead categories, he gave the best performance this year, in my opinion. DiCaprio was great. I haven't seen The Danish Girl yet. That might change after I see that. But as far as best male performance in a lead role, Michael Fassbender takes the cake. But for me, I've raved about this ever since I saw the movie. I have to give the best performance that I've seen all year to Kate Winslet from Steve Jobs. I was absolutely blown away by her. I can't believe how great of a job she did. She's playing a woman with I forget what she is.
Austrian.
Austrian?
Yeah.
She's playing an Austrian woman with an accent. She was Steve Jobs' assistant. And I don't think people realize how hard it is to play a character from a different country and pull off their accent and pull off those mannerisms and those, people from different countries act different, the way they walk, the way they talk, the way they express themselves. And she pulled it all off. And it's even harder when you have to, first of all, when you're playing off of Michael Fassbender, so she had to shine next to him, and she had to, like, there's a lot of scenes where she has to yell and, like, be right up in his face, and she's like, and the accent never goes away. Like, in Concussion, I heard the accent slip a little bit a couple times, but I never heard it slip once with Kate Winslet. So she gets my praise as the best performer of 2015, but Michael Fassbender is right up there with her. I hope they both win. That would be incredible. So there you have it, our best performances of 2015. It was a tough one, but we all chose an actor or actress from Steve Jobs, which goes to show that's incredible. Danny Boyle did a great job working with those actors, and it's weird because I don't necessarily think Steve Jobs is that great of a film. It's really good, but it's not like
It's the writing.
It's not a 10 out of 10, you know.
It's the writing is because those characters.
It's the
are so
dialogue
good,
and the characters and the performances. It's so amazing. So there you have it. I have Kate Winslet from Steve Jobs. They both, Gio and Jake, both have Michael Fassbender from Steve Jobs. We'll see what happens when Oscar time comes around. So I want to thank you all for listening, and please let us know what were some of your best performances of the year. Do you agree with ours? Do you disagree? Let us know in the comment section. I am your host, Jacob Bartley. You can find me on Twitter at Governor Bartley, and I want to thank my guest, Jake Berlin. Where can they find you online, man?
Twitter, Instagram at Qui-Gon Jake, our Facebook page at Apocaflix Movies, and our website every day.
And Gio Ramos, where can they find you online?
You can find me on Twitter at GioRamos24 and on ApocaflixMovies.com every day.
And follow our Instagram account, by the way. Gio's been running it, Apocaflix Movies. It's pretty cool. He posts some pretty cool stuff on there. And please don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel and hit that like button. Thank you all.